explain yourself? Well, my Aunt Maisie was there, and she was a vegetable. In a time that was yesterday and tomorrow and eternally present, says Catherine suddenly, there lived a prince who had been silent for as long as anyone could remember. Her voice is so low and urgent that even Nicky doesn't say, "Fat chance." And, Catherine continues, his mother the Queen was heartbroken at her son's muteness, and the King heartbroken at his wife's grief. So it was that on the Prince's 18th birthday, the King issued a proclamation saying that any man or woman who could make the Prince speak would receive the richest reward in the kingdom. However, the penalty for those who tried and failed would be instant death. Cool, says Weasel. They tell nursery stories in the nursery, says Nicky, twirling the sharp point of a pencil in the palm of his hand. Does that mean, Catherine asks, faster than Miss Raynham, that you think this class is too grown-up for such tales? Yes, says Nicky. Except, he scans his fellow pupils, maybe Norbert there. Norbert is the class squit. He's thin and gangly, his arms and legs like white string loosely knotted at the elbows and knees. His head is too big for his body, and where other people have hair, he has this yellow, fluffy duck's down. His eyes are blue, though it's difficult to see that through the thick glass of his spectacles. If you take his specs off him, and people do, he looks startled, naked. His real name isn't Norbert, it's Robert Nobel, but I don't think anyone's ever called him that. In kindergarten, when his hair was even more yellow than it is now, they called him Chick, or Chicky. Even Mrs. Morgan. But since Nicky arrived in school, it's been Norbert. Norbert Nobel. Norbert no bells at all. Norbert no brain. Norbert No-Bottle. I don't suppose Johnny Nicky, who has curly dark hair, green eyes, and a fluid athletic body, has ever imagined what it would be like to look out at the world through Norbert No-Bottle's spectacles. But I have. Because I am Norbert No-Bottle. Personally, says Catherine, I think one never grows out of fairy tales. I think fairy tales contain all of the ways we sort experience, good and bad. In fact, I think stories are the most important form of communication we, as human beings, have. Says Miss Raynham. What do you think, Jonathan? Johnny, says Nicky. I don't think Johnny is a human being, says Weasel. Right, says Miss Raynham. That is quite sufficient, thank you. The purpose of the Elders Project is, as Catherine will explain at greater length, to share experiences between young and old, and to learn something. Manners, perhaps. It's Norbert No-Bottle that hurts the most. No-Bottle. Where does that phrase come from? From football bleachers, I think. From when fans smash bottles and jab the broken glass in other fans' faces. Have you got the bottle to do that? More to the point, would you want to? Nicky might. But maybe I'm being unfair, because, of course, Nicky didn't use broken glass. He used a grape. That's when he started using the name. After the grape incident. Maybe I'll tell that story later. Right now I can't even say the word grape without feeling sick. And I still get queasy going down the aisles at Sainsbury's supermarket, just in case I encounter any big, fat, green grapes. We're going to be telling stories, says Catherine, about our lives and those of the elders. We might look at their childhood experiences compared with yours, or their wisdoms and yours. And then we're going to try to make a piece of work that records the things we find out. What sort of work? Asks Kate. I'm not entirely sure yet. Probably some sort of large picture, or pictures. A collage, perhaps, of writings, paintings, photos, mementos. I think we should be looking at two pieces of work. One which might eventually hang in the school, and one in the home. Groovy, says Weasel. Naturally, says Miss Raynham, not everyone will be able to take part in the project. Working space at Mayfield limits the numbers we can reasonably send. So we'll be going to the home? Asks Derek. Yes, on Wednesday afternoons for the next 4 or 5 weeks. So, Miss Raynham's chin juts challengingly forward, I'm looking for about 10 volunteers. That's when people look at Nicky.